So in part 3 of the content from scratch system, we are going to take all the content we've created that is in Airtable and the reel that we recorded and put in our Google Drive, and we are going to transfer all that content into the calendar right here. This is the calendar on Airtable. Actually, if you have this calendar, you do not need to pay for another scheduler. So if you're paying for Airtable anyway, you might as well cancel your other scheduler. So basically, let's go back to the map. We're going to use these 5. Sorry, I can't draw on it, but we're going to use these 5 automations to transfer everything over to the calendar. As you can see, 1, 2, 4, and 5 are kind of the same because we're pulling from Airtable, and this one is the reel that it says transfer Instagram reels to SM calendar. This is where the automation is a little bit different because we're pulling from Google Drive and we are sending it to the calendar. Okay, now let me show you the automations. They're all kind of the same. So this first one, and we're going to go through them. The first one is watching for Facebook content, then watching for Instagram content, watching for LinkedIn content, and watching for X content. And they are kind of the same. So I'm going to open just one of them to show you. And what I did actually is I built one and then cloned it and just changed the table that I'm using. So the first one, the first module, that we need is watch records in Airtable. And when you get it, you will see that we're still with the content vault. We're still using this Airtable that we started with, and that in part 2 we created all the content. So we have content in here. And when you first create the content, you're creating a record, which is fine, and we have this review status. But what we want with this table is to watch for modified records. And the records are modified once I look at this content and the image and the hashtags and I'm all happy, and I change the status to send to calendar. That means that I have modified the record, and this is what we're looking in here. So the trigger field is modified, so don't forget to actually have those fields in here. I have them hidden because I don't use them for anything. They're just for the automation. You need to create a created field, a created field and modified field. And we are looking at the modified field. This is what we're watching, and the field that we're watching is that status field. And when we modify it, that's when this automation will kick in. Now, this automation, for me, it's set up for midnight every single day. You can choose to set it up for whatever time you want. I just want once a day all these automations to go through this Airtable and grab everything that is modified and set to send to calendar. And of course, let me open it again. You can set up whatever limit you want. So if you're creating, say, 10 different posts at any one time, increase the limit to 10. Entirely up to you. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab this record. So we watched it, we're going to grab it, and we're basically going to create another record in a different Airtable, which is this one. So this is the social media calendar table. And what we have is basically we're trying to recreate all the fields that we have in the other Airtable, so we can actually pass them on into this one. So we have copy, image, hashtags, video if we've got a video, and then the new field that we have in here is a channel, and I have all the 4 channels that I'm posting on. And then again, we have another status. And we're going to go over this tomorrow on how this all works. But for the moment, what we want is to change the table to social media calendar. And then we're basically going to map out the exact content that we already have in here. Sorry, not this one, this one. So this one was Facebook, I believe. So we have copy and image. That's all we're mapping out. And as you can see, we're mapping out the copy, which is right here. This is the copy. And then we're mapping out the image, which is right here again. And I'm going to open it and we're going to go to the URL. So, oops, sorry. I clicked by mistake. So in here, file URL, we are going to click on the URL. And I'm not going to bore you with the rest of them, but they're all the same. You're just changing what you're mapping out and you're changing which table you're pulling the information from. So as I said, build one and just clone the rest and make the small changes. Now, the one that is different is when we record our reel, we need to kind of send it to the same calendar, but we don't want to first put it in this Airtable and from there send it to another one. We kind of want to do it automatically because most of us, when we record something, we will upload it to our Google Drive. So basically, the very first module is a Google Drive module, which is watching files in a folder. And when I open it, I do have my setup. So I've got the path and it's in my companies folder, marketing content, vertical videos, and I'm watching this folder. And I'm watching all files because I personally only put video files in there. If you put other files, you will have to map it out, but I would strongly recommend that you have your own little folder that is just for those vertical videos to make your life easier. And again, you can set the limit to whatever you want. I'm going to cancel out of that. And as with all the other automations where we're watching any file in Google Drive, the next thing is we want to download this file because we want to process it. And we're going to get the download file and all we need is enter manually and we're going to map out this file ID from here. Super easy module. All right. Now, these are optional things, but I like to do it. So when you have a reel, most of us will have some sort of a caption. But how do you get a caption from a video file? It's not that easy to do it unless you use something like ConvertCloud. And this is a paid platform. So you can get a package or you can get a subscription. I am on the package because I haven't been able to actually use it all. But it really depends. And you can also buy credits, however many credits you want to buy. And it's telling you again, if you want it as a package or if you want it as a subscription. It's fairly cheap to run it. So I strongly suggest that you actually use it. Okay, back to our automation. So what we want to do is with Cloud Convert, we want to grab this video and make it into an audio file because that's the only way we can get a transcription for this video. And what I'm choosing is upload file. It's already mapped to the Google Drive. The format, I want to select input format. All my videos are MP4s. So you can, if you have any other format, you can choose it, but almost everyone is using an MP4. And the output format is an MP3, which is an audio format. And then we're going to give it a variable because the name will be different. So this is the title of our reel will be different. So basically, all we want to do is put two squiggly brackets, then get the name, and then another two squiggly brackets, dot MP3. This is how we're going to map it out. And of course, once again, if you're in my school community, you get all these templates for free and everything is already set up for you. Then we're going to go down and select audio bitrate, and we're going to give it a value of 64. We're going to have another item, which is audio channels, and the value will be 1, and another one, which is audio quality, and a value of 5. And the export options, we're going to download this file, and we're going to save all that. Now that we've got the file, we've transitioned the file from an MP3 to an from an MP4 to an MP3 audio file, and we've got it. The next thing we want to do is we want to create a transcription of this audio file, and we can do it with OpenAI's Whisper. So I'm going to open that. Actually, let me show you. This is what you're looking for. If we go OpenAI, and we are looking for Whisper, which is right here, create a transcription with Whisper. This is what you're looking for this module here. And I'm going to open it. It's very easy. Make sure that it's set up in Cloud Convert, not as Google Drive. The model is Whisper 1. There's no other choices. And basically what we are saying is use the data from here, this data, to transcribe the audio. That's all. The response format is text, and the temperature is 1. We don't want it to deviate. We want a pure transcription. That's it. Now that we have the transcription, we want to create caption, and we want to, I don't know if you guys use hashtags, but if you do, you can separate them. So basically it's based on the transcript, which is this one here. Write an engaging caption for Instagram and 5 relevant hashtags. Do not use quotation marks. Return the results in a JSON object. Do not write anything before or after the JSON. And we're going to click on JSON object in the response format, and we're going to parse it. All right. And then once we have all that, we're going to create a record in the social media calendar directly. We're not going to go to our content vault. We're going straight into our social media calendar, and we're going to map the results, which is the copy, and here's the copy, and then we're going to map the hashtags. And then the other thing is, because we want the video, under video here, we're going to grab this video URL, which is right here, the web content URL. That's all. And we are going to make sure, now with all of these, I forgot to mention, every single one needs to be mapped to this specific channel. So as you can see, we have all the channels. This one is mapped to Instagram because this is an Instagram reel. And let's go back to the other ones. This is a Facebook one. So when we transfer it, we are going to make sure that the channel is set as a Facebook and the status is set as ready. So basically, if we go into our social media calendar, you will see that whatever we're transferring has the specific channel, and then the status is ready. Now, let's run one of them. I'm going to run one here for Facebook, and we're going to run the Instagram Reels as well. So we are watching after number 25. So with all the automations, they're transferring content from the content vault to the content calendar. We want this status to be changed. So we want this record to be modified. That's how it's going to work. So once I'm happy, I'm going to change the status to send to calendar. And then every day or every however long, your automation will check. And if the status has been modified, it will process this record. So if we go in here, we are going to do it manually. And we're going to choose, we're going to right click, sorry, let me just start again. We're going to right click, choose where to start. So that's the third from the top. And then we're going to click on choose manually again, and we're going to select a record. I have only one record, and as you can see, the status has been changed to send to calendar. And I'm going to click on it, save, and then I'm going to run it once. And it's sent to the calendar. As you can see, here's number 26. It's for Facebook, and it's ready. Now let's run the last one, that is the Instagram Reels, and I'm going to again choose manually. I'll just pick one, and I'm going to pick this one because it's fairly short. I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to run it, and we're going to watch, sorry, I'm going to remove that because I keep clicking on it. So we're watching record 27. And if we go back here, it is now converting. Sometimes if you find that it takes too long to convert your file, I try to make my Instagram Reels about 60 seconds so everything goes smooth. But if you have a longer one, you may want to put a sleep module in here because you may need much longer to wait for the transfer between a MP4 to MP3. And then we transcribed it. Here you go. We've got the caption and hashtags, and it mapped it out. It mapped it out in here. And let's go into our Airtable. And as you can see, okay, and this is our copy. That was the little caption. We don't have an image because we have a video. We've got the hashtags here. And then we have the video. It doesn't really show, but the video has been downloaded and ready to go. And of course, it's been put into the Instagram channel and ready to go. So this is the level 3, the part 3 of the 4-part content from scratch system. And tomorrow I'm going to show you how to run your social media calendar, how to set up everything so it is posting on autopilot.